Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm talking about my top 10 comic book collections from 2021. These aren't necessarily books that came out in 2021, but books that I picked up and read over the course of 2021. Starting at number 10 is Spider-Geddon. This comic right here is a collection, about 7 different issues. It is Spider-Geddon number 0 through 5, and Vault of Spiders number 1 through 2. This one brings together a Spider-Verse story that sees the introduction of the PlayStation Spider-Man into the comic book like multiverse, and it's just a really fun story to read. I picked it up recently. I've had it for maybe 2 or 3 months. I finally read it. It is such a good read. It's really fun to read. Just the interactions with the Sonyverse Spider-Man from the games, with the Superior Spider-Man, with the original 616 Spider-Man. You got Gwenom here. You have like Miles Morales. Just a bunch of different Spider-Mans that are really fun to see interact with each other. This is my number 10. I would definitely recommend you picking it up if you're a Spider-Man fan. Number 9 for this year was Civil War 2. Now this one brings up the question of, if you know something's going to happen, do you stop it before it happens? And do you blame the person that does it even though they haven't done it yet? So in this one, this is Civil War number 2, number 0 through 8. And this comic is it's a very like intriguing and in-depth comic that brings a lot of questions to it. It asks the question of, if you know the world was going to be destroyed, do you save it? Do you go to where the fights are at before they start? So it's a very interesting question with a great ending. You see a lot of things happen in this. There's Miles right there. But yeah, I mean, it's just something that you kind of pick a side through it, and from there you kind of go with your side. Personally, I don't want to spoil how it ends, but it's a great read. I really enjoyed this one this year. It's very like thought-provoking for sure. So Civil War 2 is my number 9 for the year. Number 8 is Deceased: Hope at World's End. So this is the third installment of the Deceased books like this. This is Deceased: Hope at World's End, number 1 through 15. This one takes a more in-depth look at the world of Deceased and kind of fills in some of the backstories that have come up since the first run of Deceased came out, which we'll be talking about later on this list. This one gives you the tale of like Black Adam. This one gives you some backstory fill on Damian Wayne as he becomes Batman. You just see a lot of different things here. So I like a lot of the Damian Wayne stuff in this one. What you see here at the start, like this is how it starts, and there's like Batman, he's turned there, like Superman saving his family, there's the Green Lantern. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in this one. Black Adam becoming turned. Really, really fun read. I love zombies. I love zombie books, zombie movies, stories, all kinds of things like that, games. If you're into zombies and you love seeing them mixed with like superheroes, this is a fantastic read. I would definitely recommend this one. I really love this book. This series as a whole is one of my favorites that I've read this year. So Deceased: Hope at World's End collection is at number 8. Number 7 is Teen Titans Raven. So this was a new series by Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo. And this is, what issues are these? Oh, actually this is just a book. This is a graphic novel. So this one was a different tale on Raven. Yes, she's still the daughter of a demon, but in this one, she's kind of going through life as a normal teen with her powers and not fully understanding what they are and what they mean. It's a very interesting read. It's very different, and I like the different backstory on Raven. I feel like Raven's one of the most popular but underused and underrated characters in DC. And because of the Teen Titans and the way that that they came up in our personal childhood. Like, look at this art in this one. It's all mostly black and white. See, Raven has some color there with her hair. But for the most part, like, it's a very different book. It's not something that you normally read. Not something that you normally see. There's her with her necklace there. But yeah, I mean, it's a great read. I really enjoyed it. It was a different kind of take on her. And something that I really liked to read. And of course, there's a sneak peek for Beast Boy. Jay is one that I do want to pick up very soon. But yeah, Teen Titans Raven comes in at number 7. Number 6, my first Star Wars book, Kanan, The Last Padawan. As a huge Star Wars fan, Kanan is one of those that if you watch any of like Star Wars Rebels, you love Kanan as a character. This gives us that backstory that is just so much fun to read. And it's just the way that they tie Kanan into the canon and into the like Jedi Purge, which is Order 66. This is a really fun one to read. So this kind of got retconned though this year when the Bad Batch came out. When they show the Bad Batch with Kanan. But in here, when they show you where he gets turned on by the clone troopers, there is no Bad Batch here that helps him out. So all this happens. They start to turn on him. There's the execute Order 66 right up there in the top left. And then, yes, my lord. And then this is kind of all you see is him and his master starting to fight. But there's no Bad Batch in here. So that's the one big retcon from this. But I really do like this as a story. It's really fun to read. I really enjoyed it. If you're a Star Wars fan and you've watched any of the like Rebel series, you would definitely love this one. So this is coming in at my number 6. At number 5 is the original Civil War comic. So this is what the movie in the MCU is based on. It's whether superheroes should have to unmask and make their identities public, or at least make them available to the government. And this draws a line between so many teams and so many iconic heroes like Captain America, like Iron Man, like Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men. This is a collection of Civil War number 1 through 7, written by Mark Miller and illustrated by Steve McNiven. So this one, I'm not sure when this one actually came out. I feel like it was a while ago because there's been a pretty big storyline. But this is one of my favorites for sure. This is the original Civil War. There's a lot of big moments in this. There's the unmasking of Spider-Man. There's the Iron Spider suit that debuts in this. You get to see a lot of heroes really pretty much just going up against each other. And it's a lot of fun to read. It's a very different book. It's a very different vibe than most normal comics. And this crossover event is one of the best ones. It is so iconic. I would definitely recommend this, especially if you've seen the MCU. I feel like you would enjoy this story with more heroes in it. Because in the MCU, we got, maybe a 6 against 6 for the heroes, or 7 against 7. Like, the Civil War event in the MCU, while great, it can be done so much better with all the characters that were included in this, such as the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. So just kind of flipping you through, there's right there is Peter Parker unmasking himself. So, I mean, that's one of the biggest moments in comics history. There he is right there. You get X-Men, you get Iron Man, Captain America, you get Thor. Amazing book. That's my number 5 for 2021. At number 4 is the Seized Unkillables. So this is the Unkillables series, numbers 1 through 3. So this shows a vigilante villain group that kind of goes and becomes heroes, pretty much. There's Solomon Grundy, Bane, Cheetah, Mr. Freeze, Deathstroke, I want to say. Deadshot, yeah. Deathstroke, Deadshot, and then this, I'm pretty sure is... Who is that one right there? I don't even remember who that is. But I know it's someone important. It's one of the Bat's mothers. Maybe it's an Al Ghul. But yeah, it's someone there. So this is her right here. So this is a really great one to read. I read through it a few times now. So Cassandra Cain, is the Bat daughter, and I forget what her name is, but it is also Cain though, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, she's known as one of the best hand-to-hand fighters in the DC universe, and just seeing how these villains interact, like there's like Solomon Grundy with kids, there's Cheetah with kids, there's Jason Todd's Red Hood, there is Deathstroke's daughter. Like, you get so much interaction in this. It's such a great read, and just seeing the kids and how the villains interact with them, how the villains become almost good guys, is really crazy. Like it's a really fun read. It's something that's very unique, and something that I feel gave us something that we really needed, like giving us that connection to villain characters that I think should kind of like push them as a more recognizable face. So this is Lady Shiva, the deadliest hands on earth, and she tore her own heart out to kill herself so she wouldn't get infected. But yeah, this is a great read. I really enjoyed this one. They end up finding a zombie Wonder Woman, and the last shot in this book, so there's some alternate arts, is this statue of them, of the villains. That's just such a great one. I really love this shot. And then we get the Red Hood alternate, Cheetah. This Wonder Woman one is so nice, and then just some different arts for it. But yeah, this is one of my favorite books. It gives a different shine to these villains that you have probably seen in movies and video games, all kinds of different things, TV shows, and it's a really fun read. It gives you a different take on these characters. So this is my number 4. Number 3, I mentioned it earlier, is the one that started it all, Deceased, the original book. I'm gonna keep this one nice and short. One of the best books I've read since I started reading comics. The end of the first issue is the only thing that I will spoil to y'all, as it shows right here Batman being turned by his own Bat family, as he's being eaten by Batgirl, Nightwing, and I believe this is the Tim Drake Robin right here. So yeah, this is, like, just seeing this, yeah, this should be Tim Drake, because here's Dick Grayson. We have Jason Todd as Red Hood already in the series, as I mentioned. Damian Wayne is already the son of Batman. But yeah, this series, this panel is absolutely insane. And them killing Batman in the first issue was nuts. It's something that you didn't expect. You see Harley and Poison Ivy really become a different kind of group. It's really fun. It's a great dynamic. You see different characters start to step up. I'm just flipping through, giving y'all some panel shots. There's like Wonder Woman and like Superman. There's like Superboy, Flash. I mean, it's an insane story. I really enjoyed it a lot. It is one of my favorites. That's why it's so high on my list. I would definitely recommend this to anyone. If you like zombies, like I said, definitely pick this one up. At number 2 is what I would say is the biggest storyline for Marvel this past year, the King in Black series. So this, honestly, is where I think the MCU is going next. So you heard it here first. King in Black, expect to see Noel in the MCU, which is this guy right up here. So this version collects the King in Blacks number 1 through 5. And this shows the ascension of Venom, of Eddie Brock, as one of the core heroes, as he finally gets a huge story that puts him as the main character in this series, as the Earth's greatest superheroes, the Avengers, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, Venom, Spider-Man, they have to get together to fight Noel as he invades Earth. I will just leave you with one shot of this, as I don't want to spoil too much, but it is one of the greatest panels in this book, is this one right here. the comeback king, the true King in Black, Venom. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. He's wielding Thor's hammer here. Like, it is just such a great book. It has such a great payoff. Don't be surprised when the MCU adapts the King in Black storyline for phase 4, 5, 6. This next 5 to 10 years of the MCU movies, don't be surprised if King in Black is where they're going. I feel like they've teased it already with Venom. They've teased it already with Shang-Chi. They've teased it with the Eternals. Noel is coming. Noel is coming. Just know that. It is my second favorite book from this year that I picked up. Definitely recommend it if you're a big Marvel fan, like I am, and like how many people are now because of the movies. And at number 1, my favorite book that got me into comics this year, Batman the Joker War. So here I'm going to show y'all. So this is the plastic cover art for it. The Joker War. There's the back side of it. So this features Batman Volume 2, the Joker War Collection, issues number 95 through 100. This is Volume 2. This isn't the full collection. This is where I started with it. It is a great story. I really, really enjoyed it. Just look at that first page panel. Like, look at that. It's just amazing. Then we have Punchline, one of my new favorite characters in all of comics. But yeah, and then let me show y'all the full hardcover. Like, is that not amazing? Half Batman, half Joker. For those wondering why Harley's on this side, she is a hero pretty much at this point. She is one of Batman's go-to heroes now. She helps the Bat family out, and her person that's kind of displaced her is Punchline. Punchline is kind of the new Harley Quinn that's more diabolical. It's more willing to hurt people to do what she has to do to help Joker. But yeah, this is just a great comic. This one is the one that got me back into it. We get the introduction of Punchline. Well, the introduction from me for Punchline. You get Clown Killer, I believe was his name. You just get a psycho Joker doing psycho shit. You get Harley Quinn taking on Punchline. Kind of get a bit of her backstory here. You see them in a full couple-page panel fights. And then you get, of course, the villains that are hiding out, trying to escape from Joker. And then there's one shot. So there's Punchline still. There is a shot in here that is absolutely insane with Ghostmaker in the epilogue. So this introduced Ghostmaker. So I mean, there's a lot of big like introductions in this book that are great. And then yeah, this is what I wanted to see right here, was this shots of the Joker in his own bat armor. Absolutely insane. One of my favorite shots of the book. But yeah, this is my number 1 book for this year, The Joker Wars. This is volume 2, so there's more to this story than what's just in here. But this is the ending of it. This is such a great story. I would definitely recommend it. It is one of my favorite books. So with that, these are our top 10 books for this year. Stand it up for y'all to see how it kind of looks here. So yeah, I would definitely recommend any of these to y'all. If you're a comic fan, if you're trying to get into comics, I think these are all great places to start. If I were to recommend you any one of these to start with, though, I would probably say Civil War. It's kind of the easiest one to get into. You would most likely know a lot of the characters. You would understand what's going on. It gives you the start to finish of it all in the single book. If you want to get into something a little bit more in-depth, I would recommend the original Deceased. It has a lot of great moments. It's very fun to read. It gives you a different take on the DC like universe. So that being said, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, share the video, and subscribe if you aren't. I will be doing the top 10 single issues from last year as well, so expect that pretty soon. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a good day.